Hi, welcome to Radio 1 Movies with me, Rhianna. Out this week, we've got The Martian, and I've got an interview from Matt Damon. The Walk, with an interview from Joseph Gordon-Levitt. There's The Intern, and MacBeth. Let's start with The Martian. A team of astronauts leave their botanist on Mars thinking that he's dead. Spoiler alert, he's not, and he, along with the crew from NASA, have to work out how he's going to survive on this uninhabitable planet.
1,200 kilometers in diameter, bearing 24.41 degrees.
That's tracking right towards us.
Based on current escalation, estimated force of 8,600 newtons.
Let's wait it out.
Prep emergency departure.
Because Matt Damon really is that good, it's the most entertaining part of the film. He plays the everyman in such a witty, admirable sort of way, and he makes being the only man on Mars actually seem quite feasible. The rest of the cast is stellar. Jessica Chastain, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Sean Bean, Jeff Daniels, and poor Matt Damon didn't really get to act with any of them.
I've been wanting to work with Chiwetel for a long time. I've been wanting to work with Jeff for a really long time. Game of Thrones was one of my favorite things, when Ned Stark died. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing something with Ned Stark, and then I'm not, so. Because
it flits from Mars to the crew flying home to NASA on the ground, it does feel disjointed, which is its main downfall. But remember, it's directed by the king of sci-fi, Ridley Scott, who makes Mars look beautiful and vast and isolated, and it's very intellectual and funny as well. So 4 stars for The Martian. Next up, it's The Walk. This is the biopic of Philippe Petit, the man who walked the tightrope between the Twin Towers in the 70s, and he's played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it looks at the stunt's conception through to its execution.
And people ask me, why do you risk death? For me, this is life.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is very flamboyant in this, very French, and this is what happened when I caught up with him.
We were shooting on a wire that was 12 feet in the air, which is obviously nowhere near the height of, 1,300 feet where Philippe was. Fear does set in. Your whole body seizes up because it's just against your instincts to be up that high. And it was really only acclimation, spending the time up there, that finally made the fear dissipate.
We got the rope.
Okay, we're cinching the cable.
This looks very slick and stylish, and you've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt talking to the camera as if he's letting us in on all his secrets, and he's very charismatic. And then halfway through the movie, when they're talking about getting the wire and all the equipment up the towers, it turns into a heist movie and a comedy thriller more than anything else. And I think the unexpectedness of this made it that much more entertaining, so 4 stars for The Walk. Next up, it's MacBeth. This is the Shakespearean tragedy about a megalomaniacal general in the Scottish army who kills his king to become king himself. It still manages to be very shocking, and for a 400-year-old play, that's really quite impressive. It's very stripped back, it's bare, there's no opulence here. My highlights were Paddy Considine as Banquo and his ghost. He makes every single film better. And also Lady Macbeth, who's been portrayed so many times in so many ways, but Marion Cotillard plays her in almost an empathetic way, trying to do everything for her husband and his rise to power.
Live you or are you that man may question?
But obviously it's Michael Fassbender who is so commanding. His performance feels iconic already, and it's really stayed with me. So 5 stars for Macbeth. Finally, it's The Intern. Robert De Niro is a 70-year-old who's applied for an internship program at an internet clothing company working under Jules, the boss who finds it very hard to let go.
I'm not trying to brown-nose you, but I've been in business a long time, and I've never run across anyone quite like you. You do inspire, Jules.
I just knew at the end of the day that a woman with a glass of wine and a laptop had real shopping potential. Do you have a favorite quote?
I do. You're never wrong to do the right thing.
Who said that, you?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Mark Twain said it first.
Robert De Niro is very amiable in this. Actually, most of the characters are, so it's a very light, easy-to-watch comedy that never quite manages to build to a crescendo. And it's quite weird seeing Anne Hathaway as the boss instead of the lackey, like in The Devil Wears Prada, but she just about manages to pull it off. It's a strange balance between forward-thinking feminism in the workplace, and then in the relationships that it portrays, it feels quite backwards, so that doesn't hang together too well. 3 stars for The Intern. That's all the films out this week, and next week I'll be reviewing Sicario and Suffragette with an interview from Kerry Mulligan. If you want to know what the #1 movie is at the UK box office and all the biggest movie news and trailers from across the week, then don't forget to check me out on the #1 show on BBC iPlayer every Sunday night. Have a great time at the movies.